Hey, look, I got a 6/6. Hey, Dragonauts, what's Dragon on? Astralsflame back here with a grueling deck. Before I talk about the deck, how about not rolling over the fact that you should be subscribing? So hit that subscribe button down below to stay up to date on all the new decks for MTG Arena. And let's get talking about some Gruul Aggro. We want to go fast, we want to hit hard, and we want to do that in the gruelest way possible. And what's that? It's Modify with Thundering Raiju. We're going to get big creatures, we're going to have them with +1/+1 counters, and we are going to swing for big damage. Raiju is going to push those +1/+1 counters to our advantage, damaging each opponent for the number of creatures that are modified with those counters. So to bring this deck together, you want to have +1/+1 counters. You want to have cards that modify themselves in other way. And you know what else counts as modify? Oil counters. Well, that is great because Evolving Adaptive always counts as a modified creature. A 1-mana 1/1 because it comes with an oil counter. Whenever you play something that has a higher power or toughness, Adaptive gets an oil counter. So it becomes a 2/2, then a 3/3, then a 4/4, so on and so on. So it modifies itself. Kyrian Beastcaller modifies itself as we cast creature spells. There's already 2 Megalas, Gemium Megalas, modifying creature. 4/4 as well, and you can use its abilities for some extra stuff. Vigilance and Menace, buffing its attack, even destroying an enchantment or artifact. Love that about it. And of course, you've already seen the Thundering Raiju we want to get to. We have a few other big creatures we're slamming in with this aggro list though too. Hajar, the Royal Bodyguard, being a one-of for some of our legendaries. That is in the fact you can sacrifice it to make your legendary creatures indestructible and get +1/+1 till end turn. Hajar is just a really nice card to put in the list, being that's a 2-mana 3/3. Along that same kind of line is Feldon, the Ronim Excavator. When Feldon takes some damage, we get to look at cards and choose one to play until our next turn. So a nice little way to see in some card advantage. Also, Jemmy and Pelucranos Reborn, a hefty 3-mana 4/5 with reach. So trading very well, blocks and flyers, good stats. But even better when we get to flip it because it's going to have reach and lifelink. And that lifelink can be huge because we can modify Pelucranos for some very nice life swings to stay back in the game. Jemmy and Bloated Contaminator, that proliferation mechanic. Proliferating up our +1/+1 counters, further modifying our creatures, and even our oil. Applying Toxic on the opponent as well, so if you're not getting them on damage, you can certainly get them on Toxic. And we need some things with haste, so Reckless Stormseeker playing into this same way as well. Great when we get to modify it, but also just a fantastic enabler when we can use it to give a creature haste and start swinging it right away. On the higher end, we have a couple one-ofs that play into the synergy in different ways. So Vorinclex here is thinning our deck for a couple for us. It's a 5-mana 6/6, but the real benefit is if we've run out of steam, we can go ahead and play in Vorinclex and work to shift it down to get it to be a Grand Evolution. The Grand Evolution is going to mill 10 cards, let us put a couple creatures into play, and then on Chapter 2, distribute that 7 +1/+1 counters among any number of creatures we have. That is going to push some big finale damage against the opponent. Otherwise, we're also looking at the Monkey, Kogla and Yidaro. 6-mana 7/7, and if it ETBs, give it haste and trample, final game finisher, or we can fight something using it as a removal to let our other creatures get more damage through as well. If we don't need it that way, Kogla and Yidaro actually acts as one of our removal pieces because we can discard it to destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment, shuffle it back in, and then draw a card. So it's a recyclable removal spell for us, which we love. That's great. We do need some other removal though. Megalas, like I already said, kind of counts in that package, but we're also running Strangles. Strangles are a really great way for us to push our early game aggressive plan by getting rid of anything with toughness 3 or less, or an annoying planeswalker from the opponent. The last card of the deck that helps push this Modify synergy, probably one of the best 1-drop cards to play, Kamana Faces Kakazan. It flips into a creature with haste. It's a 2/2, but the first stage is we ping things for damage, we modify something at Chapter 2, and then Chapter 3 we get the nice 2/2. But that is Gruul Aggro. Switching to the sideboard, Your plans are pretty straightforward with those lists depending on what you're running into. For against control, for example, you do have Thruns, the Breaker of Silence, can't be countered, pushes damage. If you're up against mid-range lists with a lot of, oppressive creatures that you're not able to get through, Nihiri's Warcrafting can come in, Obliterating Bolts can come in, that Rending Flame as well is sitting nice there. Reanimator strategies won't bother you, nor will Mono Blue Temple, thanks to your unlicensed Hearse, and if enchantments and artifacts are still in the way, Cankerbloom is a great substitute to bring into the main as well. Playing into aggro, well, if you're falling behind, your stuff's going to be pretty large. Bring in your Brotherhood's End. Your opponent's creatures won't survive, but yours certainly will. So Dragonauts, that is Gruul Aggro. Now, please enjoy the game. This deck, however, I should mention, did feature a couple Reckoning Bank Busters. It was pre-banned. So I did take out the Bank Busters. They were replaced with a little extra removal on the sideboard. But anyways, aside from that, no, enjoy the game. Sometimes good. Opponent's on the play, so we're going to get a couple extra draws to get a third land where maybe we can get a Polukranos after Beastcaller. Otherwise, I'm going to have a turn 3 Stormseeker with the Beastcaller. That's pretty good. I'm going to be happy to keep, actually. Just kind of need some green lands. If we can grab some mono green stuff and get into Stormseeker, we can also potentially like Stormseeker into Polukranos and get Polukranos haste. That's kind of cool. And look, there's a green mana already. We're off to a great start. Excuse me. Vicious Farmhand. It's like Otzhov in range, based on the mono white shell, maybe? Maybe. Either way, playing that Beastcaller and hopefully getting cut down. All right. Fortunate about that, but another red mana. I'll play in Stormseeker. And we'll go in for some hasty haste damage. I also don't mind the second Stormseeker here, so. Going to nighttime, I do like that. Let's just go ahead and nighttime up again. Split the damage here. Chuck in for 10 damage. Ganjo's gonna come up. That's alright. Opponent goes down to 11. I could strangle the Farmhand. It is gonna transform us, but it also takes away the 1/1 for any blocker. We didn't see an Emperor. So. Sure, that's alright. 2 cards in hand. We'll jam in Klexi. Klexi's gonna get us those remaining lands we need for both Polukranos and our Bloated Contaminator. I won't be able to play both that next turn because I am short the extra green mana, but thin the deck a bit. Grab a Polukranos. Make them have a choice. Klex is probably gonna become a treasure here. It's fine. I think I'm still gonna go Polukranos and Contaminator. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna put on the 2 big critters here. We'll hold back Adaptive for the time being, force them to have to choose if they want Vraska to turn Polukranos into a treasure. And if so, they lose Vraska, which is great for us. Okay. Nah, that's curious. Wonder why you did that. Hey, look, I got a 6/6. Why the Contaminator? I'm curious on that. Why the Contaminator? Because when Polukranos dies now, I'm going to get 2 3/3s. So like Depop here, not really. I guess Farewell maybe? I don't know. Ah. Emperor. Well, I'm gonna get some 3/3s, so that's fine with me. And that just gives me lethal, so that's kind of cool. Well, almost lethal anyways. I just have to attack here. They go down to 3. Depop's gonna draw me a card. Opponent's still at 3 though. We can still get out of this. They're at 3. They're at 3. Well, they're at 2, but at least this thing doesn't have vigilance. That's nice. Hey, Quad Lord, welcome in. How you doing today? Happy Friday. What is going on? I don't need another land. I'm flooding now. This is bad. This is bad. Oh no, they cycled. They just drew the best card in their deck off that, no doubt. Oh, this is terrible. It's another wedding announcement. Oh no, not like this. Although that's actually fine, because if I get a hasty creature here, I do have my Kamado. Alright, Kamado, please take this home. Oh, alright, you can have it. That's unfortunate. We are going to be on the play. I don't believe I'm going to make any changes. I could potentially bring in Thrun. I might, you know what? Yeah, let's go. We'll substitute out Kogla and Yidaro. We'll bring in Thrun. Thrun is tricky for them to deal with. So that'll be our change going into game 2. We're going to drop our Kogla and our Kogla. We are going to bring in Thrun. Go ahead and see how it goes. Yeah, that's the Gruul one, and then Crucius is the Rakdos one, yeah. We are going to take the play at game 2 here, and I am happy to keep this hand. Really nice curve, really great damage, little bit of removal. I am very, very for it. All right, get the opponent down to 16. Care too much about the farmhand, because Miglaws is gonna come in and put on that pressure. Although I'm really not liking the flood out right at the moment. Either way, let's push in 5 damage here. Get them down to 14. This might be like land into wedding announcement. Maybe lay down arms. Restoration. Restoration's fine. Let's see. I can do this twice. And I think I'm gonna have to. We're gonna set them up to 1 because I have no doubt they have some form of board clear removal. And we just have Kumano Face's Kakazan within our hand to finish this. So I'm expecting Depop here. Or we just take game 2. That works too. Game 3, again, I think I'm just sticking it. Also, William. I mean, I can be greedy, but even I have my limits. Yeah.
O-L-A-W-D-I-E, it's ya daughter.
Oh my goodness, it's my daughter. What's going on, daughter? Thank you so much for that 26-month subscription streak. Holy goodness, how you doing today? William, I'm doing good. How are you? I am doing fantastic, my friend. It is a pleasure to have you here. Daughter, for 26 months, thank you so much for that resubscription. It is always a blast to see you and have you there. You're our 2nd subscriber of the week. Are you staying out of trouble? Did you do your chores this weekend? Are you behaving? Nope. Okay. Well, you know what? That's fine. At least you were honest. At least you were honest. It is good to see you, though. I am so sorry about last night. I cannot wait for us to game next week. I'm very, very excited. Actually, I'm not going to play in Miglos. I'm going to play in Felden here. Honesty is the policy. Nah, it's all good. It's all good. It's not your fault. Life happens, and apparently I messed up my glasses too. Life and things just happen. It's the name of the life, name of the game. Main phasing Emperor. Interesting.
Now you've done it.
That is curious to me, but sure.
My judgment is fine.
Let's go ahead and do I Miglaws here? I think I have to Stormseeker here. I think I have to Stormseeker there. And then they go for the throat. Stormseeker makes sense. Into wedding announcements. So we're kind of in top deck mode. If I can deal with the architect, that certainly helps me. I'm gonna attack in with Felden because this will be a potential for me to see some cards or push in 2 damage. I'll do that. I can blow up the architect next turn. I think I have to play out Nikolai's though here. Just like pressure needs to get done, right? Sure, that's fine. Run is a beastie boy, but we're gonna go ahead and blow up the architect here. And we're going to do Vigilance and Menace on Miglas. So in case that is an Emperor, Emperor cannot target Miglas here.
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelming.
Miglas is going to put in some pressure. How was your week, though, daughter? What did you get up to this week? Cycling, A-okay. Probably +1, make it 2-2. And then it becomes like a 3-3. Yo, new places. Okay, okay. We're gonna jam in Thrun here. Thrun cannot be countered or be the target of things. Let's go ahead and get an oil counter removed from Miglaws. We're gonna send this face. See if we can get some blocks out of the way here. Alright, 2 blocks. I'll take it. That is fair, though. That is fair. I hope you find a really cool place. What do I want off the top? Thundering Raiju would actually be really good off the top for us. Instead, I get a land. I didn't want to land, but here we are. All right. Pass the turn. A Pelucranos wouldn't be terrible either. You know, just some big critter. The Emperor is gone, though. That's kind of nice. Strangle also very useful here. Thrun's gonna push in some 5 damage again. Opponent going down to 3 here. Housing has been brutal. Yo, honestly though, housing is brutal just in general. Like real talk. Getting a Reckless Stormseeker in. You know what? Let's play in the Stormseeker. just in case they have a trick up their sleeve, we'll push in with front. And there's game 3. Dragonauts, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of that grueling video. Please remember to hit that subscribe button down below to stay up to date on all the new decks for MTG Arena. And as always, keep believing. Catch you next time.